everybody, it's Cash, and I wanted to give you an update on Olive. If you're new to the channel, Olive is my cat. She has been with me for just under 2 years. She was a feral cat. She arrived at the door and has been an amazing companion, very, very intelligent, very compassionate, and almost like a human in a fur coat, basically. For all that time. But now she's been diagnosed with jaw cancer, and the vet has given her really only a few more weeks to live. It's very sad, but I've noticed that there is a very marked change in her behavior on a daily basis. For example, like every cat, she has her particular haunts. It's places she goes and sits or sleeps, and there are about 5 of them. You'll always find her in one of those places. But that's stopped now. She spends most of her time upstairs in my room, where she sleeps all night anyway. She goes under the bedspread, and I am like 3 layers down. So although we sleep back to back like that, and she does like to have her back pressed up against mine, we are actually at different levels. So she will sleep all the way through. There's very little problem ever, and in the morning she's there when I wake up. About 4 days ago, she was sleeping in the bed and then suddenly went, ugh! It was a bit of a convulsion, but it blew her out of her dreams and into reality, at which point she slipped out of the bed and went somewhere. I didn't think much of it, but it woke me up. And then I heard her moving around in the room next door. And because I'm a man of a certain age, I had to go for a pee anyway. So I went through, and she was standing there looking into the closet mirror at herself. I was under the impression that cats never look at themselves because they don't have a comprehension of what a reflection is. But she was standing there looking at herself in the mirror, dead still. I went for a pee. I come back, she's still there. And then she starts indicating that she wants to go into the mirror. So I slide the door aside. She puts her head around, thinks for a little bit, and then goes in there. And I think probably must have stayed for about an hour or so before emerging, getting onto the bed and climbing under the bedspread again and going back to sleep. Very unusual. No explanation as to why. Very unusual. The thing is that the next night, which I guess is about 3 days ago, she did the same thing. Woke up suddenly, came out from under the bedspread, and she's standing staring at herself in the mirror again. So I open the door, she goes inside and doesn't emerge for about another hour, then comes back and climbs onto the bed. She has done that every night now, since that first night. And last night, I said we sleep back to back. Not only did she do that, but for the rest of the night, she wanted to sleep by my chest and stomach. Again, at different levels of the sheets and stuff, but she was still pressed against me. And when I turned over, which I guess I do like 3 or 4 times a night or something, when I turned over, she simply stood up, went around and down the other side under the bedspread and pressed herself against my chest again and my stomach. And she did this every single time. Now, I'd assumed it was something to do with the fact that when they're kittens, they go to their mother's stomach, and it was something like that. But I don't know. It was very odd, again, and most unlike her. Now, of course, she can't speak. But she spends a lot of time by that mirror now. It's almost as if she sees another world in there that I cannot see. And she goes in there to try and find that world, and it's not there. It's like finding Narnia at the back of your wardrobe. I did try lying down on the floor beside her to see if I got any pictures for this. Bonkers, I know. What could there possibly be? But I did it. And this is what happened.
Let's see what happens if I do pictures for this situation.
This is so bizarre. It's like there's a wall, not the mirror's just here. It's like there is, instead of the mirror, a bank of cloud or something, something shifting, like a kind of grey blur. There's a hole in it. It doesn't feel like anything I've seen in the transition pictures, but there's like a hole in it. Can't see inside the hole. It's just like the cloud is, whatever this thing, this mist or whatever, is drifting into it. Maybe that's why she's drawn here. It's very strange. She has never, ever, in the whole time she's been here, shown any interest in this mirror. Ever. And in the last 3 days, she just sits by it and stares into it. So there you are. It's not like I saw anything, but my pictures indicated something shifting, as if there was a portal of some kind in that room. Now, you've seen orbs and all sorts of different things floating around in here. They only started after Olive arrived. And my bedroom, or the room where the mirror is a couple of doors that way. It's not that far away. So I will be curious if the orbs vanish when she finally goes, and there's something to do with her. But in the pictures, there was this shifting wall of cloudy kind of stuff with a hole in it. Maybe she is looking for that. And she sees something in the mirror that I don't see, and is trying to get into this place or respond to a voice that's calling her or something. But she does it every single night. Last night she came back and climbed under the bedspread and then threw up, which is something else entirely, probably. But it's all a very, very marked change in her behaviour. Not worrying, but I am looking for a sign that she is ready to cross over. Cats, of course, like dogs I've done in the past, don't have that ego thing going on that humans do. So there's not really a transition. They simply cross over. They're here and then they're there. So I'm not expecting it to be a big deal. I just don't, from my side, want to lose her very much. But if she's ready, if she hears that voice and that's where she wants to go, I'm certainly not going to stop her. Who is calling her? What is calling her? Anybody know? Let me know in the comments section below if it's not too much trouble. I mean, obviously don't write whole stories, but if it's not too much trouble, I would appreciate your insights into this, because I, as you can tell, am completely mystified. All right, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to your guesses, your explanations, your insights or whatever. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.